Good morning and welcome here to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So, we're here to do an episode of the series we're running for the month of March, which is my 31 favorite bands who released two albums in the same year. I've already done one by these guys, but they had a couple released in the same year. This is another one featuring from 1967 again, same as yesterday. A different band though, the Beatles. So this is the Beatles' Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, released I think in June of 1967. And then the Magical Mystery Tour, released later in the same year, 1967. This one's a little bit different because it originally was only released in the States with a collection of songs that were B-sides or singles that weren't released on other albums, basically for American consumption. However, I think the album has probably been worldwide released since then, many times over, no doubt about it. This particular one is a digitally remastered in 1967, so around that period of time when they were taking all the vinyl albums and turning them into digital albums, this was one of those albums that they did. This one, on the other hand, I believe is a remastered edition. The writing is very small on this, so just bear with me a second. Yeah, this one was released in 2009, a re-recorded version of the same digitally remastered album by Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. So talk a little bit about each album. So both these albums, as anybody who follows the Beatles or is a music buff would know, these are both kind of psychedelic albums. This one was a kind of a movie track, but even though it was a real album as well. Lots of good stuff on here. Very psychedelic cover, and the book is very like that's as psychedelic as you get. And it has a lot of really good songs on it. Most stuff well known. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, the title track, well known, with a little help from my friends. That initially was probably my favorite Beatles song when I was a kid. I had, like I've mentioned before, I had an uncle who was a big, huge Beatles fan. He introduced me to this song, maybe even introduced me to the album, but I was very young at the time, so I don't remember much about it. I remember my other uncle also had those things that you used to put on your stove to cover up the heaters. He had a couple of those and plaques on the wall from the Beatles as well. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. I'm looking here. There's one more that I wanted to bring up. Yeah, those are the big tracks on the album. Then you've got, of course, the reprise of this, and of course, "Day in the Life" is on here too. Another really big song. So this one has a few songs on here not as well known, but the big tracks are very well known from Sgt. Pepper's. This is a concept album, maybe the first of those type of albums, I believe, or if not a concept album, at least a story album for sure. The Beatles' Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. The other album I like much better. It's more to my ear. It's more ear candy to me. The album is a little bit different on the cover. A nice picture of them acting foolish there. But it's got a lot of songs on here that are among classic songs that I really like a lot. I probably rank this a little higher than Sgt. Pepper's, but I still like both of them. Magical Mystery Tour, of course. Fool on the Hill, one of my favorite songs by them. Your Mother Should Know. This is more of a deep cut, but I do like it a lot. I Am a Walrus, which I replaced with a little help from my friends as my favorite Beatles song, and that's been replaced since then as well. Strawberry Fields Forever, really a classic kind of psychedelic song. Penny Lane, very well known as well. Baby, You're a Rich Man, Baby, You're a Rich Man. Yeah, great tune. All You Need Is Love, another big, wonderful hit as well. So this album, both albums are proliferated with well-known Beatles songs, as is most of their albums, really. But both really good albums, and are well into the psychedelic era by then. Both produced in 1967. It was a great year for music because Yesterday's Doors albums were both produced in that same year. So anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Please hit the like and subscribe. If you want to make any comments about either of the two Beatles albums in the comment section below, you can, or both of them. Or if you want to make comments about the Beatles or about what I'm doing here, you can do that as well. And I will try to answer any questions if they're put to me, but I don't guarantee that I'll come up with the exactly right answer. But anyways, if you want to, that's great. So please join us again tomorrow for another episode of my 31 favorite rock bands with their 2 album releases in the same year. So we'll see you then. Take care and goodbye.